Take a moment to arrive onto your mat, settle into anything that you need to settle into, any thoughts, ideas that might be whirling around the mind. Take a moment to just let them kind of float down to the bottom of the riverbed. See if you can let the waters calm, and so that it becomes clear and not muddied with thoughts and worries and ideas and to-do things, to-do lists. So as we settle in, begin to notice the pace and the rhythm of your breath. Begin to notice if you need to lengthen your breath in any way, if you need to deepen it in any way, or if you just simply like to follow it naturally, however it is right now. And as the breath moves through the body, start to feel softness in the shoulders and in the hips, in the arms and legs, kind of letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. Even if you don't know exactly what that is, have the intention that if it's no longer for my highest good, then it doesn't serve me, and therefore I can release it. And then gently bring the chin down to the chest, roll the shoulders back. If you like, you can let the fingertips kind of come down to either sides of your body, or bringing the hands behind you, lengthening through the elbows, pulling the shoulders back. Keeping the chin tucked under, you're feeling a stretch into the back of the neck. And then blink the eyes open, awareness back into the space. And then inhale, lift the chin up, looking up towards the ceiling, opening through the heart. So now you might want to lift the rib cage a little bit, drawing in through the belly, maybe pulling a little further back until perhaps the tops of your knuckles or your hands touch the floor. Keep the knees pressing down, lifting open. And then exhale, coming back through to center, release the arms. Take right arm up and over, finding extension through the body, and again, gazing up towards the ceiling if that feels okay for you. You can keep your left hand on your left leg or extend it out to the sides to support your weight. And then exhale, coming back through to center, right fingertips on the floor, left arm up, or you can bring that right hand to the thigh, take it over. Gazing up towards the ceiling, rolling your back shoulder back. And again, if the fingertips come down, it helps support a little bit more of your weight, so you might be able to go a little deeper. Lift your heart. And then exhale, coming back through to center. Good. Little shoulder roll here, backwards and forwards. Okay, nice. Coming off our seat or our cushion onto tabletop. Okay, so we're gonna start the practice today with a nice kind of Surya Namaskar, but not in a traditional way. It's on the knees. So coming onto the hands and knees, stay strong through your shoulders. So remember, you don't want to feel like you're sinking into your shoulders and your belly's kind of soft. Draw in through your belly, so that way it tilts your tailbone under, and press your shoulder, your fingers and hands into the floor to kind of protract through the shoulders. Good, that looks really good. I see you guys. Now, as you pull in through your navel, strong fingers, we're gonna tuck the toes under and gently lift the knees off the floor. We're gonna hold here for 5. Gaze down towards your hands. Keep drawing in through navel. We're warming up the body. Maybe you can pull a little bit forward. 3. Engage into those shoulders. Stay strong. 2 and 1. Press back, downward facing. So in our downward facing dog, you can pedal out your legs. You can sway your hips. Add any movement here that feels good. Make sure that if your heels are not pressing down towards the floor, that you're at least reaching them in that direction. Imagine your chest pulling through your shoulders, engaging so that it's pressing towards your thighs. Contract through your quadriceps, lift up through your kneecaps. Strong fingers gripping the floor. The breath is again steady and rhythmic and natural, so you're not forcing the breath and you're not trying to change it too much, other than maybe deepen it and lengthen it a little bit so that you can breathe steady. And then slowly coming forward, we're gonna kind of roll our way forward. So roll like we're going into cat, rolling forward, and then exhale, rolling back. We're gonna do that a couple of times. So up high onto the toes, shoulder blades fan away, belly tucks in, chin towards the chest, roll forward, and then same thing, roll back. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Rolling forward, strong fingers. Remember, you're gripping the floor and rolling back. Last one. Up high onto the toes, rolling forward and rolling back. Exhale, bringing the knees down. Slowly, elbows down. Pull yourself through, coming into cobra. Lifting the chest. Exhale, release. Tuck toes under. Press up. And bending the knees, pulling yourself back to downward facing. I'm running out of mat here, so I'm going to come forward a little bit. Good, back into that space. So we're going to repeat that one with the knees down. So it's knees come down, right? Bend through the elbows, chest towards the earth. Keep the hips lifted. Kind of worm your way forward. Cobra. Exhale, release. Toes tuck under. Lift up. Slowly worm yourself back, downward facing. Let's do 3 more. Knees down, elbows down, pull yourself forward, cobra, release, lift up, hips up, bring yourself back to downward facing. 2 more. Knees down, elbows down, pull yourself through, cobra. Exhale, release. Pressing the hips back, leading with the hips, downward facing. Last one. Knees down, elbows down. Cobra. Exhale. Hips up, downward facing. Good. Adjust your feet here, pedal it out. Breathe it out strong. Nice. So that is how our deep warm-up is going to work today. Go ahead and bring the knees down, separate the knees, big toes touch. Sit back, balasana. Rest here a few breaths. Forehead to the floor. Your arms can be extended forward in this extended child's pose, or hands down by your feet, a little bit more tucked in. You can also decide to have your knees together instead of apart. Gives you a little bit different feeling. Forehead still can come to the floor. Hands can stay by the feet, or again, extended forward into the extended child's pose. It's just a little bit of a different feeling with the knees apart and the knees together. So you choose what feels right for you and go there. A few more breaths. And slowly roll yourself up, coming to seated. If your knees are apart, bring them together. You're sitting right on top of your heels. So the tops of your feet are on the floor. This is a good stretch for the tops of your feet. If you don't feel it much, it's okay, don't worry. We'll get to do other stuff too. So we're gonna bring the hands to either sides of the knees, pull in through the belly, round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. So this is like our cat pose. If you want, you can also bring your hands to your actual knees and roll yourself into this position. So you're gonna pull the shoulders away from the body so your shoulder blades are fanning out. And then inhale, come forward. This time, bringing the hands behind you. See if you can plant the hands on the floor, or if you have a couple of blocks, you can bring your hands to the blocks. Lift through the chest, shoulders back, look up. You want to try to get your chest forward, rib cage lifted, opening your heart. So this is like our cow. We're feeling a little bit in the shoulders because there's a little bit of weight on the hands, but you want to keep your weight equal here and distributed so that some of your weight is forward, not everything is on your hands. And then gazing up, exhale, slowly release. One more time, hands either to the knees or to the floor. Roll yourself into cat. Tuck it all under. And we can hold this one for a few breaths. So the inhale gives you space. And then the exhale, use that space to round a little bit deeper. Slowly come back through to center, release the hands. Hands lean back, plant the fingertips, palms on the floor, lift the chest, look up. So allow your body to move through the sequence with ease. And slowly come forward. Good. All right, hands to the floor, back onto hands and knees. We're gonna take left leg extended back. Lift left leg up so that it's parallel to the floor. Protract through the shoulders. Right arm lifts forward. Find your sense of balance. Reaching fingertips forward, left toe back. You're extending in opposite directions. Let the breath move easily through the body. Engage into this left shoulder so you're not sinking. You're pushing away. And then exhale, bend left knee. Bring right arm around. See if you can grab your foot. So if you're reaching for your foot, you're like, it's not there, I can't grab it. No worries, keep reaching, keep lengthening. But if you can grab your foot, you're gonna try to pull that left leg up. So the stronger your left arm is, the more balanced you're gonna feel. Gaze down towards the floor, open that right shoulder back and kick. Maybe even gaze forward, keep kicking. Exhale, release, right hand down, left knee to nose, squeeze the body. Get the left knee to see if you can touch the nose or the forehead. Exhale, extend the body. This time, not just parallel to the floor, you're trying to kick up, but keep the left hip down. Chest forward, look forward. Again, curl it in, left knee to forehead or nose. Squeeze. Exhale, extend. Last time, inhale, take it forward, squeeze. Exhale, extend. And slowly coming back to center. Good. Sway the hips around a little bit. And then let's do the right leg. Right leg points back. Find your sense of stretch through that right leg. Align your body. Lifting right leg up, pointing toe. Keep the hips square. So one of the main things that a lot of times we do as new yogis is we open up that right hip. So you want to make sure that right hip stays down and the leg is parallel to the floor as best as you can get it. From here, left arm reaches forward and we find our sense of balance. So don't sink into right shoulder. Push the right hand into the mat so that you are engaging into that right shoulder. Gaze is down, reaching and pulling in opposite directions. So you're feeling like someone's pulling at your fingertips. There's another guy back there pulling on your toes. You're getting pulled in both directions. Reach, extend, touch both sides of your room. And then exhale, bend right knee, reach left arm back. Again, if you can't find it, if it's not anywhere near you, you're just gonna keep pulling in that direction. But once you find the foot, you can bend a little bit more. Once you find the foot, it's all about the kick. So the kick drives this posture, the kick extends, and you feel deep into that right side body, and then obviously into that left shoulder. So you can keep gazing down as you kick, and or looking forward. Extending, lengthening, kick up a little bit more, and exhale, release left hand down, right knee to nose, squeeze, or to forehead, and kick it back, this time up. So up, 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 up. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, sorry, bring it in. Exhale, extend it up. Inhale, bring it in. Knee to nose, forehead. Exhale, take it up. And slowly release. Back to Balasana. Sit back. Again, knees apart or knees together, your choice. Or head to the floor. Breathe it out easy. Slowly rolling up, back to tabletop. Tucking toes under, lifting up to downward facing. Take a few breaths. Notice here how your shoulders feel. We're going to go for a little bit of a twist before we move on. So let's start by bringing the weight to the left hand and the right hand to the outside left ankle. So you want to hold the outside, not the inside of the leg. So reach for the outside, even if it's just with your fingertips. Strong left arm, pull yourself through, look up underneath left armpit. Breathe here. Keep hips square and keep the weight equally distributed between left and right foot. Strong left arm. Breathe easy. Exhale, release, back to downward facing. Let it go. So surrender here and notice how one side feels in comparison to the other. And then we do the other side. Bring weight to right foot. Left hand comes to the outside of that right ankle, pulling yourself through, drawing in through belly, and gazing up from underneath right armpit. Strong right shoulder, strong right arm, strong right fingers. Weight equally distributed between left and right. Keep the hips nice and even. Breathing steady, pull a little bit more. And exhale, slowly release, back to downward facing. Take the left foot, walk it a little closer to the right, and try to lift right leg up. Point the toe, find extension through right leg. Bend in right knee, and see if you can open up the hip. Look over left shoulder to see your foot. So a little bit more of a twist here. Strong arms, so both arms pressing equally into the floor. Gaze towards left foot, and exhale, bring it back. Slowly come forward, right foot between the hands. Big step. So we're in that lunge position. Make adjustments if you need to. Sliding that left foot back, right foot forward. Keep the left knee off the floor for a moment as the fingertips plant down on either sides of the right foot. Breathe as you extend. Exhale, bring the left knee down, point the toe. Stay forward with your hips. Good. Left hand on the floor, right arm up to the ceiling. Rotate your torso, look up. And exhale, right hand to the inside of the foot. You can walk the foot out a little bit. Left arm comes up. So we're rotating the other way. A little bit harder to balance, perhaps. Stay rooted and grounded into that right leg. Exhale, come down. Good. See if you can bend the elbows. Come a little deeper into your lunge. So if the elbows don't come down to the floor, you can use your block or your pillow, your cushion, and bring your elbows down to the pillow or cushion. That's an option we always have, and you want to be comfortable here. You don't want to feel like you're straining into your right hip or right knee in any way, shape, or form. Also, if this back knee is bothering you, you can place a blanket or something underneath that knee so that you can rest it down. The right foot is right down next to your right elbow, and the breath is moving easy, and there's little struggle, but you can do it because you're strong and you're capable, and you have this concentration and this power within you to be able to see things through. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Slowly straighten right leg by bringing your weight back. See if you can keep your toes on the mat. Align your hips, so left hip, right hip back, left hip forward slightly. And then from there, exhale and fold. So you're trying to feel that stretch in the back of the right leg. Breathing easy, breathing normal. One more breath. Lengthen elbows towards the earth. Find your stretch. Keep pointing to that right toe. So even if that right toe doesn't quite touch the floor, no worries. You're still pointing in that direction to stretch the top of that foot. And then slowly come forward. Bend into that right knee. Tuck left toe under. Straighten left leg right back to where we started. And then exhale, like kind of start to wiggle or transfer your weight back to the heel, forward to the toe. Back to the heel, forward to the toe. This is a little bit more dynamic stretch in the hip. Keep drawing in through navel. And then once you go back to the pressing back to the heel, right foot steps back, high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Hold here and breathe. Good job. Deep inhale, slow, gentle exhale. Let go of tension, let go of tightness. Allow your body to feel a deep sense of lift from fingertips to tailbone, and then a deep sense of stretch from tailbone to heels. All right, so now we're gonna walk the right foot a little closer to the left, and we're gonna take the left leg, extend it up for three-legged dog. So in three-legged dog, your left hip stays down, you're reaching up through the toe, and your chest is still pulling towards that right thigh. Maybe you can bring your right heel to the floor. Exhale, bend your left knee, point the toe out towards the right, and look over your right finger or your right shoulder to see your foot. It's possible you may not see it. It's okay. You're just trying to open up here, finding your twist. Good. Exhale, take it back through to center, and then slide that left leg through, plant it down between the hands. Big step. So stay in the high lunge first. You can keep your fingertips on the floor as you lower your hips down. Keep those right toes firm, right leg straight for a moment, so we're not bending into that right knee, not yet. If you need to, or if you don't need to be on your fingertips, you can bring your palms down. Feel your stretch. And then exhale, release right knee down, relax the toe. So you're still going to be pressing your weight forward. It's important when you bring the knee down that your weight doesn't go back, but stays forward instead. So here your hands are straddling your left foot. Keep your right palm flat, open left arm out to the side for your twist. Looking up towards left hand. Gazing with your drishti. Hips forward and down because you want to come back. And then exhale, release. That left hand inside, walk the left foot out just a little bit to make room. And then we go the other way. So left hand is planted, right arm comes up. Finding your sense of rotation as you ground firmly into that left foot. Reach and extend the right fingertips. Strong left hip. And exhale, bring it down. Okay, coming forward if possible, bending through the elbows, bringing the elbows to the floor. Remember, if you can't, use a prop. Use a pillow or two pillows stacked. Bring your elbows down as far as it's comfortable for you. You'll notice one side is different than the other. So if this side is a little tight for you and you need a prop, but the other one was open and you didn't need a prop, hey, it's all good. Try not to dump your weight to the right, so keep your weight evenly onto the left foot and both elbows. If you start to feel like it's too much and you need to come out, instead of coming out of the posture altogether, just bring your hands to the floor or to the prop and come up half to where we started. So that way you can still feel the stretch without letting go completely. Hold here a few more breaths. That left shoulder is in contact with the inside of the left knee. The breath is steady and smooth, and whatever struggle is happening physically with your body, see if you can soften it with your breath. Good. And then exhale, slowly press up. You can move your prop. Slide that left foot back to center and lean back, finding your stretch. So this first part is just about straightening left leg and squaring off the hips. Once you're ready, you can fold forward. Reaching chin to shin as best you can. May not touch, but that doesn't mean we don't want to go in that direction. So make sure that that left hip keeps indeed pulling back in order to keep the hips square. You're going to feel a deep stretch all into the back of that left leg. Few more breaths. And slowly coming forward. Tuck back toe under, straight leg again, one last time. And then we're gonna move that forward and back. So it's heel back, onto the toe. You can keep your fingertips on the floor or palms flat as you kind of move into this dynamic stretch. You're using your arms for sure to keep you stable and balanced, but you wanna feel like the vast majority of the work is in the legs. Let's do one more. This time when we go all the way back, go ahead and take your left foot back, high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Breathe it out. Let it go. However you did, find gratitude for your body, for your abilities, for your flexibility, and let every other thought, mental formation, idea, kind of move away to the bottom of the river, sink through the waters of our thoughts. Next, inhale, come up high onto the toes, lifting the heels. Keep the hips lifted, press the chest towards the thighs, strong fingers. And then exhale, release heels down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, up high on the toes. Exhale, heels down. Last one. Inhale, up high on the toes. Exhale, heels down. Good. Bring the knees down to the floor. Rest in your balasana. Arms down by your feet or extended forward, forehead to the floor. Soften and breathe.
All right, slow
slowly make your way up to a kneeling position. We're gonna go into malasana, which is our squat pose. So let's start by tucking the toes under and getting a little stretch through the feet here. So if you want to not bring all that weight back because it feels like it's too intense on your toes or your feet, you can kind of keep your fingertips either on the floor or even your hands on your knees to bring some weight forward. But as more weight you bring back, the more weight you're gonna feel onto your feet, the deeper the stretch is gonna feel. So you decide where you wanna be with this one. And kind of just rest here for a few moments. We're gonna do a breathing exercise. So we're gonna go into just a short, brief Kapalabhati breath. Exhale the breath away and inhale to begin. Next exhale, come forward. Release the toes, move the feet around. Hello feet, hello toes. Yep, they're talking to you right about now. And then again, tuck them under, come back. This time we're gonna come up and balance on the feet. So now that the toes have gotten a good stretch, we're on the balls of our feet. This should feel pretty easy by comparison. Again, coming up, finding our sense of balance. We'll do a second round of short Kapalabhati here. So you can keep your fingertips on the floor to help you balance, or you can bring one hand or both hands to the center of your heart. Exhale the breath away and inhale to begin. Release the hands to the floor. Slowly lift the hips, plant the heels down, and pedal out the legs. Bend one knee, straighten one knee, sway the hips, let the head hang, no tension in the neck. Go ahead and bend your knees, and we're gonna give ourselves a hug. So wrap the arms around the backs of your legs, so you're holding on to your opposite elbow. This is gonna assure that your rib cage stays pressed against your thighs. So right now your head may be kind of far away from your shins. Bend your knees more and see if you can really compress your body against your legs. Once you're ready, you can start to work on rolling the weight forward and straightening through the legs. But it may not go very far, so just take it easy. Go to where your body allows. Keep holding on, hugging your arms around your legs. Breathe. Extend, draw in through belly. And then exhale, bend the knees, release the arms, fingertips to the floor, lift halfway for our Ardha Uttanasana, our halfway lift. Separate your feet about as wide as your mat so that your heels stay on your mat, your toes come off your mat. And we're gonna bend the knees and slowly come into our Malasana. So make sure that as you come down, you really find yourself adjusting here to come into your posture. So sometimes I kind of like to sway side to side and adjust my footing. And then once I feel stable, then release the hips down, elbows inside the knees, and use the elbows to push the knees apart so you can find a nice full lift in the shoulders and in the spine. Palms stay pressing against each other at the center of your heart. The gaze is forward and the breath is calm, is rhythmic, and steady. Hold here. Deep inhale, slow exhale. Keep the legs nice and engaged here, that all four corners of your feet are rooted and grounded. If you wanted to make this a little tougher, you can try to point your toes in towards each other. Makes it a little harder to find your Malasana. And easier, obviously, would be to point the toes out more. And then exhale, hands to the floor, slowly come forward. It's almost like you want to try to bring the elbows to the floor, but not by rolling forward, but keeping your heels down, just letting your body sink through your legs. Really creating that nice openness in the hips here. Rest in the awareness that your legs can hold you, that you have everything you need for this posture, for the ability to do this posture. And then slowly lean forward, lift the hips, coming back into our Uttanasana, walking the feet parallel to each other. Maybe this time grab a hold of your toes, lift the chest for halfway, and then exhale, fold. Bending through the elbows, so the elbows are pointing, left elbow to the left, right elbow to the right, and your head is right in the middle, reaching down. Roll a little bit more weight forward, see if you can contract to the quadriceps. Breath is steady. And then inhale, lift halfway. Okay, so we're gonna go a little deeper into that one. Separate your feet about as wide as your mat. You can have the toes off or on the mat, either way is fine. Bend your knees and kind of try to bring your body inside. So what I like to do is I like to bring the hands inside and bring the hands to the backs of your ankles or to like the backs of your calves even, whatever you can find. And then wriggle your shoulders, try to get yourself through. And then from there, try to straighten through your legs the best you can. So you're trying to create your body, moving it through the legs. This can be really tough. So wherever you are, find compassion for yourself and move with ease. Don't force. If you start to cramp up anywhere, especially in your abdomen, it usually means you're working a little bit too hard. So let your body go wherever it needs to be. Surrender to what is. Don't fight your inflexibility. Don't fight your tightness. Just notice it, become aware of it. And then slowly release the hands. Come back to kind of a halfway lift here, extending through the spine, maybe onto the fingertips to get a little bit more height. And then slowly plant the hands on the floor, take the feet back, downward facing. All right, we're gonna make our way to our seated position. So right foot comes forward, make that right knee go in between the hands. So really kind of press into the hands. Left foot comes forward, stay lifted. So in this lifted position, you have the choice to either bring the butt down or to slide the legs through. So if you're sliding the legs through, the pillow's in the way, you want to keep the butt lifted and then lower it to the floor. So don't worry, that's tough. We keep practicing on those. Going into our reverse table or reverse plank, pointing through the toes, hands behind the back, lifting through the chest, shoulder rolls back away from you, chin lifted, and slowly lift up for a reverse plank. Draw in through navel, keep pointing the toes, and then let your head either drop back to look behind you or gaze up towards the ceiling if it bothers your neck. So either way is fine. Go to where your body allows. Strong fingers. Keep pulling in through the abdomen. Don't let the abdomen just relax here. Engage into your legs, point the toes. Exhale, slowly lowering down. Good. Once you're down, go ahead and go for a little half twist. So keeping legs straight, right hand to left leg, left hand behind you. Use that left hand to help keep your spine straight, or if you don't need it, reach around for your right thigh. And slowly coming back to center. Legs stay straight like you're in Dandasana position. Other side. Left leg outside right, left hand outside right leg. Right hand behind you. Nice tall spine. Gaze over back shoulder. And then if you don't need that right hand behind you, you would reach around to your left thigh, finding that rotation. Straight spine as you turn and twist. And exhale, coming back through to center. Good. Go ahead and straddle the legs. So 1 foot out, 1 foot in. Get a sip of water here. So as the legs come out, you're gonna straddle your legs. Try to keep them on your mat if possible, but if you don't have that much room or whatever, you can just come to a comfortable wide-legged position. And then we're gonna bring the hands in front and simply fold forward. If you have your pillow or a block or anything that you can use to help support your weight, you're welcome to use that. Because we're gonna be here for a little bit of time. So find something that's comfortable for you. And then if you have the pillow, you can bring your chin to it, or you can rest your head, however it's comfortable. Just release down. And wherever you're feeling tightness, it's not abnormal, it's not out of the ordinary to shake a little bit in the muscles that are feeling the stretch or feeling the pull of the stretch. So if you find yourself shaking a bit, breathe into that tightness and see if you can soften, allowing the body to move a little deeper into your stretch. If not, just hold and see if you can surrender. Make sure the feet are flexed, the toes are pointing up towards the ceiling so that there is engagement into your thighs. Even though we're trying to soften, you don't want the legs to be completely flopping over to the in or the outsides of the body. If your chest is resting on your cushion or on your block, then let your weight rest fully there. Try not to bring much weight to your forearms if you don't have to. And slowly inhale, coming up. Hello, inner thighs. Taking right hand to right foot. Maybe you can't find the foot, maybe you have the ankle, maybe you have the big toe. Whatever you have, you're gonna pull yourself down so that that elbow comes to the inside of your right leg. May not come all the way to the floor, it may just stay lifted. Wherever it is, it's okay. Just kind of pull your way there. Use your left hand onto your left thigh to open your chest. You can stay here, you can take the left arm up overhead, or you can take that left arm up and over, reaching towards right foot. You don't have to touch the right foot, just reach in that direction. If possible, maybe bend your elbow and see if you can find it, but rotate your chest a little bit more. So if you're coming forward, then it's better to not have the foot. It's better to have the arm extended up and then open through the chest. Only when you can keep that openness and grab your foot, that's when you should go for your foot. Keep the left heel ground or hip grounded into the earth. Rotate the torso. Breathe easy. And exhale, release. Coming back to center. Hello. Other side. Grabbing a hold of that toe or ankle, whatever you can find. Bringing that elbow down. You use the elbow to push away. So you want your chest to kind of open out. And you can stay here, kind of gazing up towards the ceiling, adjusting as you move. The right arm up to the sky. This feels good too with the right arm extended up. Or finally taking that right arm up and over. Not necessarily going for the foot. So if you go for the foot, sometimes you kind of fold forward and you come out of alignment. So it's really about openness. Once the openness exists, you can try bending into that top arm and finding your foot. But remember, if you're folding forward, then you're better off not doing it. You're better off extending. Only when you can keep the openness of the chest and grab the foot, that's when you want to go for it. But again, it's really not even about the foot. It's really just about finding length of that right side body. Right hip is grounded and rooted. You're stretching as you're twisting. And exhale, slowly release. Coming back through center. Grab a hold of the knees, pull them in. Take the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. In Baddha Konasana, you have the choice to have the feet really close to the body, which for me makes my knees hike up towards my shoulders. So what I like to do is I start with the feet a little further away, so I have ability to relax the knees down and lengthen my spine. But if you're really bendy, if you're really flexible, you can bring those heels all the way close to your body and then do the same thing, pulling the knees down. As you're ready, you start to lean forward, maybe holding onto your feet, maybe using your elbows as leverage to pull yourself into the stretch. Reach to the top of your head and try to straighten your back the best you can. Holding here. Deep inhale, slow exhale. One more breath, inhaling. Exhaling, surrendering to whatever place you are. And slowly coming back up. Good. Take that right foot, extend it out to the side, and take that left foot and plant it close to your body. It's like a half malasana. So your butt is gonna stay on the floor, but your heel is close to your body, toes pointing out at a diagonal. You're gonna take your weight in front, use your left shoulder to guide that left knee out, hands into prayer position. Flex through right foot, plant the right heel firm into the floor. Breathe here. This is like our half malasana, but we don't have to worry about balance because our butt and our right leg is on the floor. Find your deepest stretch. Keep that left foot rooted and grounded so you're not on your left toes. Left heel is down. Chest is lifted, belly's in. Good, one more breath. And exhale, release. Okay, bring both feet back together for another set of Baddha Konasana. This time, start to notice if you're a little bit more flexible on one side than the other. Or maybe if that, like me, was your tighter side, now you feel more even. And then again, you can use your elbows to help guide you down. I like to interlace my fingers and kind of create a cup around my feet. If that's something you choose. Or another choice is to have your hands in front as you come forward, releasing tightness and tension and letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. So just exhale it out. Good, a few more breaths here. See if you can go any deeper, creating length through your spine, reaching to the top of your head. You can have your eyes closed or your gaze gently to the floor. And slowly inhale, come up. Good. Go ahead and extend left leg. Bring right knee into the body, bending that right foot close to the groin or close to the right hip. Keep the knee joint closed, and we're gonna come forward. So I kind of like use that right shoulder to bring forward, and then hands to prayer. That left leg is contracted, the foot is strong as the leg stays rooted and grounded into the earth. So you're feeling the openness in the right side hip now. Breathe here. Normally this is more of a balance pose because our butt isn't on the floor, but we're doing it like this today to get the idea of it. Maybe we'll try it the traditional way next week. Relax the shoulders. Again here, you can close your eyes. Bring your awareness inward. Stay focused, rooted and grounded into whatever it is that's going on with you today. Anything that doesn't serve you, anything that's not for your highest good, see if you can exhale it out with the next exhale breath. And slowly release, coming back up through the center, bringing that foot in, extend both legs forward. Let's go into Paschimottanasana. So shake out the legs for a moment, flex through the feet, lean forward, forward fold. You can grab your big toes, you can wrap your hands underneath your feet, maybe possibly even reach around for your opposite wrist. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. You do what you can with what you got. And then once you're there, surrender to your forward fold. Let it go. A few more breaths here. And slowly inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release. Okay, let's lay all the way onto your back. If you have your bolster or if you have your pillow, we're going to use it for supported back bend. So grab it, place it right at your tailbone. So it's right behind you. I'll give you a few moments if you want to go grab it. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to lean back so that the pillow or the bolster supports our weight. If it's a long bolster, it might even support the weight of your head. If you find like it's too much to drop back, you can put a thick book or a yoga block or a folded blanket underneath your head so your head is supported. So don't have your head hanging out in midair. Let your head rest either on a prop or on the floor. And then once you're in position, let your arms reach out to the side, and you can even extend your legs, let your feet flop out to the sides. Good. And we're gonna hold this for a few breaths. This is gonna be the beginning of our closing postures. We're gonna try to feel a sense of openness in the heart. You're gonna feel the back bend as it's supported by your prop. Let every other muscle in your body relax. The hips, the shoulders, the thighs, biceps and triceps, knees and elbows, wrists and ankles, feet and hands soften. The belly rises and falls with each breath. Each breath comes in smoothly and rhythmically. Each exhale leaves the body with ease and calm. Slowly with the next exhale, let's go ahead and bend the knees and bend the elbows. You can use your hands behind your head to help kind of lift your head so you're not feeling any strain in the neck. And just like a sit-up, we're just gonna curl our bodies up, just like we're doing a little sit-up coming forward. Once you come forward, give yourself a tight hug. Hug your knees, forehead to your knees, round your spine, press your shoulder blades back, kind of for a little bit of a counter pose. And then slowly release. Okay, you can remove the bolster out of the way and come to lay all the way on your back for our twisting. So we'll start with our basic twist, arms out like a T. Take both knees to the right and look to the left. You want to stack your legs one on top of the other, best you can. As you look to the left, keep the left shoulder down, left ear towards the floor. I'll give you a couple of options to intensify your twist, but start in this basic one so that you can really feel yourself opening up. From here, if you want a little bit more, take that left knee up towards the right arm and use your right hand to guide it down towards the earth. Make sure that the left shoulder doesn't lift off the floor. So you want to keep the left shoulder down. Even if the knee doesn't come to the mat, no worries, keep the left shoulder down. And then finally, if you're feeling good, you can reach down, grab your big toe with your right fingertips or fingers, and extend that left leg. Maybe the toe touches the floor, maybe it doesn't. Lastly, if you wanted to straighten your right leg, kind of just pull the right toes away. Legs are making a little bit of an L shape. Keeping that left shoulder down, don't let it come up. Look to the left. And then exhale, coming back through to center, so bending both knees, back to where we started, and taking both knees up towards the center, squaring off the hips. Great, let's do the other side. So let's start with both knees, bump into the hips a little bit to the right to give yourself room. Take both knees to the left, look to the right. So again, on this side, making sure that shoulder stays on the floor. You don't want that shoulder to lift up. Maybe if it does lift up for a little bit while you adjust and then bring it back down. And again, the arms can rest out like a big T, gazing to the right. Settle into any sensations going on with your body. And then if you wanted to make it a little bit more intense, try to take that right knee up towards left hand. Take left hand to the knee and gently guide it down. So remember, if you're guiding the knee down, but that means your shoulder comes up and your arm's floating, it's better for that knee not to touch the floor and keeping that right shoulder down. So find your twist. A little bit of weight on that top of that right thigh might help go a little deeper if you wish. And finally, sliding the hand down, grabbing the big toe with the fingers of the left hand, extending that leg out. And again, readjusting to make sure that right shoulder stays on the floor, looking to the right. Find your stretch here, wherever you are, whatever variation of those three, it's all good. Lastly, if you wanted to try to straighten that left leg, seeing how that feels, it might straighten, it might not. So don't worry too much about the left leg. just pulling it away from your body and trying to straighten the knee, it should be enough for you to go a little deeper into your twist. Breathe easy. And then exhale, slowly release. Everything comes back to center, back to where we started. Notice how everything feels. And slowly bring the knees up. Realigning the hips, knees into the chest, tuck the chin under. Roll around a couple times, giving the lower back a little bit of a massage. So for the next pose, if you wanted to put something underneath your hips, like the bolster or a block, you're welcome to, but it's not necessary. You can just also extend the legs up, kind of making that L shape. It's like a Dandasana position, but on our backs. Relax your feet though, don't flex them. You can just relax them. And let the legs be relaxed as well. So even though the legs are straight, you don't want to feel like you're creating that same kind of feeling you do in Dandasana position. You actually want to just keep them soft. So maybe the legs separate slightly and they start to kind of float around like two big hot air balloons hanging out. Close your eyes and come back to the breath. The arms are down on the mat, the palms are flat on the mat to keep you stable and rooted. Legs float and sway as if they were moving around in the wind. How is your breath? How is the pace of your breath? How are the quality of your thoughts? Check in with yourself. What are the physical sensations you are feeling right now? What are the external stimuli that are around you? Can you hear anything outside of your room? Maybe a car outside or a dog barking or somebody stepping or moving around outside your room. And bring all of those things into your field of awareness. Slowly as we exhale, we'll begin to bend the knees, bringing the feet to the floor. If you're using the bolster, lift the hips and remove the block or bolster from underneath you, coming to your Shavasana. Legs extend, arms are down by your sides, palms facing up, fingers gently curled into your hands. Take this opportunity to melt into your mat. We have nowhere to go and we have nothing to do. Settle in. Surrender. Slowly with the next exhale, begin to bring awareness back into the space. Maybe adding a little bit of movement to the fingers and the toes, the hands and the feet, the arms and the legs, moving a little bit into the hips and shoulders, maybe squeezing through your glutes and legs, and then maybe squeezing through your shoulder blades and relaxing. Go ahead and roll out to your side, keeping the knees bent, and you can use your bottom arm as a pillow, placing the left hand in front to kind of support your weight. I invite you to remain with your eyes closed, your focus inward until the end of our practice today. One more deep breath here. Feel the right side body or whatever side body you're on. that weight of your body against the floor. And then as we exhale, we're going to press into that top arm, extend top leg, and slide ourselves up to a comfortable seated position. Again, as you come into your seated posture, see if you can keep the eyes closed. See if you can keep that awareness of self, of body, of feeling, sensations, thoughts, and emotions. Keep all of that into your practice right now. And as you come into your seated posture, make sure that you're seated comfortably. Release your hands on either sides of your legs. Softening through the shoulders. You can have your palms facing down or your palms facing up. You can even come into a mudra if that's comfortable for you. Whatever you feel like you need to do here, even your hands resting at your lap, maybe the tips of your thumbs touching. Lift tall through the spine, serenity in the mind, calmness in the heart, healing the body. As we exhale the breath away, we'll bring the palms together at the center of our heart, signifying the union of body, mind, and spirit. And then inhale for Om. May we feel protected and safe. May we feel contented and pleased. May our physical body support us with health and strength. And may our lives unfold smoothly with ease. Namaste.